Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So a few days ago in my blog, I post a movie clip of Bruce Lee where Bruce Lee tell his student, don't think. So tonight I received a message asking me to share on this, what does it mean by don't think, okay? And since this is a very important concept where everybody need to know this, I like to share with you guys here. And one thing is that Bruce Lee studied philosophy and I study engineering, so we will share this in a different way, and I'm going to share with you in the engineering way. So this is how it will be, okay? Don't think. It really simply means describe what you see. Don't think, okay? So for example, if you are driving a car, I'm in the back seat, and I ask you, so what is the fuel level? Okay, and obviously you are going to look into the control panel or the dashboard, and you're going to read the fuel gauge for me, okay? Instead of you think what is your fuel level. So that's how simple it is. You just read the fuel gauge and you tell me, oh, I have a half tank left, okay? Instead of saying, I believe I have half tank left, or I think I have half tank left, okay? So really it is very simple. It is just, you just describe what is in front of your eyes, okay? However, it is really difficult for most people, because most people do not have a clear differentiation between thinking, believing, or describing what is in front of the eyes, okay? If you go watch YouTube, you can see even a lot of so-called grandmaster or master, you'll say, well, I believe Wing Chun is this, I believe Wing Chun is that, or I think Wing Chun is this, or I believe Wing Chun is that, or I think the internal power is this, or I believe internal power is this. Well, those are trouble, okay? So let me share with you. If we want to be able to repeat something, we better be able to describe whatever in front of us clearly, okay? If we keeping using the I think, I believe, like I believe I still have half tank of fuel, I think I still have half tank of fuel, that is disaster, okay? We need to look at the fuel gauge and say, I have half tank of fuel, okay? Now, this is really critical. If we go to study with a real teacher who have the experience and be able to teach us, it is very important that we be able to describe what is our experience, what is our result, so the teacher, based on what is our descriptions, be able to prescribe how to help us, okay? And on the other way, the teacher who really master the art will have to have the ability to describe clearly what is the process and what is the step to study something. Okay, so this describe what is one experience or one see there, okay, is extremely important in learning, in studying, okay, or in solving problem. It simply cannot be I think, I believe, okay. As soon as you get into I think, I believe, that becomes some kind of mysterious stuff, some magical stuff, okay. And to be able to describe clearly what it is actually scientific, and only scientific one be able to evaluate what is going on with the things and be able to repeat it, okay. So it is this straightforward, okay. And usually there are many cases I can tell you. For example, I have met many people who claim that they have internal art, okay, and even there are ex-students who tell me, oh, I know how this is done, but I cannot tell you the process clearly. I just know how it's done. I know my previous sifu teach me this, and I know how it's done, but I don't know how to describe things. When people tell me something like that, I know they don't understand and they don't know, okay? Because it is really critical. If one really knows something, okay, one has to be able to describe it. If one cannot describe it, one don't know. How is one going to teach one student if one not be able to describe the details? How is one going to help the student if one do not be able to know the descriptions of the student, and from the descriptions of the student one will be able to diagnose what it is and prescribe how to help the student. So a lot of this so-called I know, I believe, I think is really might as well one say, well, I don't know, okay. And a lot of internal art, so-called quote-unquote internal art today, it is a mess of mysterious stuff where one not be able to describe what it is in front of one's eyes, and it is about I think, I believe, okay. And that's disaster, okay. So one need to be watch out for this, okay. Now another scenario is about the quinquit, the writing of the ancient Chinese, be it in Wing Chun or other arts, okay. Those quinquit actually is the descriptions of the state of the founder or the creator of that art, okay. So what I mean by the state, okay, state meaning for example, if I'm sleeping, then I'm within the state of sleeping. If I go live in a billionaire's home, then I am in the state of living in a billionaire's home, okay. So that's the state. Now if I really live in a billionaire's home, then I'd be able to describe clearly the state or the environment, okay, in that billionaire's home. Say for example, if I go live in White House, then I have to be able to describe that. Okay? Now, it is very different that if I read about White House and I speculate, I think, I believe it is this and that, compare with I really live in the White House and exactly I can tell you what is the details there. Or I can describe what's the details there. Okay, so quit the writing, like the Shilin Tao writing, it is a description of the state, okay, of the founder. Now, so quit is not something like you can Google and translate it, okay? And many people like to argue with me. Oh, you know, this is translate this way, I think this way, this is your opinion, and so forth, so forth. When they say that, I know that they never get to that state. Thus, they not be able to describe what it is there. And when they cannot describe what it is there, it's equal to they don't know. They just want to win a debate or something like that. Okay. For real, very simple example is this. In the quit we say this 標誌朗讀急要用急可用 okay 標誌朗讀急可用 in Cantonese. So in English it's saying that the dart finger is poisons, it's very aggressive and poison. One can use it in emergency. Okay. So if the people who speculate and never know what it is, okay, do not know it's a descriptions, but I think, I believe, then thinking, oh, this 標誌, this dart finger, this is the aggressive and poisonous techniques, okay, this is a very dangerous techniques, okay, launched this way. But the guy who really know about short strike will tell you 標誌朗讀急可用 that finger is dangerous and aggressive, can be used in emergency. Mean, because it's so close. 標誌, this dart finger, the finger strike can launch between in a different angle, from multiple angle, and it's really difficult to guard against or the defense. Okay, because it's a finger strike, you don't have to use too much power. Okay, and it can cause injury to the weak point, weak place in the human body. Okay, and it can launch from different places. Okay, so the guy who know the state will know that, oh, this is a short strike, so this is what it is. Okay, it's not I believe, I think, in my opinion. Okay, it's no my interpretation. There's no such thing. Okay, it is a clear descriptions of the state. Okay, so this again is like our Wing Chun Shilin Tao 1840s the writing. You have part of it is from Ermei's Zhuang, and then you can see the trace of the Fujian Y crane, and then you know that it's based on the platform of short strike. Okay, if you know the state, you've been there, you can describe what this is. However, you can see many people, they can argue the hell out. Oh, this is Ermei, and this is a white crane, and they can argue, and this many people ask me, hey, you know, where do you study this white crane? Who do you study what crane with? How many years you study white crane? How many years you study Ermei, and so forth. But you know what? that's missing the point, because they do not understand the whole thing is based on the platform of the short strike. The Ermei Zhuang is only the engine part. The wide crane is the center axis part and the momentum part. Okay, so it is this. This is the with the platform of the short strike and with the Ermei engine, and then the wide crane, the momentum and so forth. It make Wing Chun. Will the Ermei guy know about Wing Chun? No. Will the wide crane guy know about Wing Chun? No. So there's no need for the Wing Chunner to go study Ermei. Okay, there's no need for the Wing Chunner to study wide crane, because they're different stuff. Okay, Wing Chun is a fusion based on the short strike. Is Ermei a short strike art? Is wide crane a short strike art? Okay. So a lot of this ancient stuff, it is dealing with state, and one need to be able to clearly describe what it is. It is never you think whatever you like, or you believe whatever you like, and then you go and interpret whatever you like, Google whatever you like, and then you sit down there and play expert. Okay, it doesn't work that way, and that's not what it is. Okay, so this is why it is very critical. Don't think. Describe what is in front of the eyes, okay, or what one experience, because only that way one can get the data, make a scientific process, a scientific model, so that thing can be repeated even for ourselves. If we do not have a model, the data for the to be able to have a systematic scientific way, we cannot repeat that thing. Okay, so instead of using in the philosophy way, here I describe with for you in the engineering way. Okay, it has to be like that. Okay, and let's not be naive, thinking we can interpret things as we like, we can believe, we can think. No. We have to describe things similar to we describe what we see in the field gauge of the car control panel. Unless we can do that, we cannot learn and we cannot teach. And learning is to present what we see, the descriptions, to the teacher, so teacher be able to help us. And to teach is to present what is the descriptions step by step in order to get to what we like to get to, or in order to handle the art. Okay, especially for the so-called quote-unquote intern art, which I don't like to use that term. That's why I use the 613.3, because it is clearly describe what it is. And many times when we teach students, based on the student descriptions, we know it is either this is the mechanical issue, or it is the mind is not at the stable state. Yes, mind stability is very important. That's why in the mind element there is the state of settle, the state of quiet, and the state of peaceful. If the mind is not settled or stable, then one have a tough time to handle the mechanics. And however, it is the job of the teacher need to figure this out, so that to help the student. And one of the thing experience I can tell you is, it happen often, is that when people ask me to teach them the 6-13-3, even the physical element, I let them open up their body. And some cannot do it, even go through days and days, and I keep asking them to describe things. And guess what? Some of them is due to their body is too tense, they not be able to do it. Some of them is their mind go run around other place, that's why they will not be able to handle the mechanics. Okay? So a teacher need to do that, to diagnose it and to fix it, okay, to help it to make corrections and give directions, okay. So this is I like to share with you, and do not take this descriptions thing lightly, okay. It is really the key of learning and teaching.